Welcome to the TechMind Factory video blog. In this video, we are going to talk about asynchronous messaging with Azure Service Bus. Before we jump into demo, it's worth to talk about some interesting facts. In this video, I'm not going to talk about all features available in the Azure Service Bus. In this specific video, I would like to talk how to use Azure Service Bus in the microservice architecture. So here specifically, we are going to talk about asynchronous messaging. When talking about communication between microservices, we are talking about integration events. So we can try to imagine that we have like a car rental company and we have like a system for it. And this system was architected with microservices. And right now we have like reservation microservice responsible for managing reservations for customers. And we have also catalog API microservice. And this microservice is available for providing information about the cars that are available for rent. And right now we can try to imagine that if there is a price per day for a single car in a catalog API, and if this price is changed, probably we would like to also inform reservation microservice that this change happened, and we would like to update this price in all reservations. So we don't want to tightly couple microservices, and that is why we will use the Azure Service Bus and publish subscribe pattern to provide asynchronous communication. So it's important to mention that with Azure Service Bus topics, we can publish a message to a topic, and then multiple receivers can receive this message. So here I have like a simple solution diagram, and as you can see, we have 4 microservices: catalog microservice, reservation microservice, payment microservice, and rent microservice. And all those services are not communicating directly with themselves. So here, as you can see on the right side, there is Azure Service Bus used. And if there is an event happen in one of those microservices, this event is emitted to Azure Service Bus, and all interested subscribers can receive this message, this information about event. So if there is a price change in the catalog microservice, we can publish this information, and other microservices like reservation microservice can subscribe to those changes and can handle this change in its database. So in this case, in Azure Cache for Redis. Okay, great. That was about theory. Right now, let me open Azure portal and let's see what's happening there. And also, I would like to present a sample project that I developed to present how to communicate between microservices using Azure Service Bus. The project we are going to discuss is available on my GitHub. The link is provided in the video description. The project is called Cars Island Microservices and can be found in the Microsoft Azure repository. So here it is, my Azure Service Bus instance in the Azure portal. And let me open Topics section. Here in Topics, I have registered one topic. It's called Cars Island Events. So we will send all different events that happen in our solution through this topic. So let me open this Cars Island Events topic. And let me then go to the subscriptions. So as I mentioned before, we can subscribe to different topics. So here, for the subscriptions, I have 2 subscriptions: catalog subscription and reservation subscription. So each subscription was created for each microservice in my solution. So currently for the catalog microservice and reservation microservice. Okay, so right now let's open Visual Studio and let's go through the source code. Here it is, Cars Island solution opened in the Visual Studio 2019. As we can see, there are 4 microservices, so catalog, payment, rent, and reservation. And in this video, we are going to talk about catalog microservice and reservation microservice. Here also I have data from the catalog database. We can see that there are 4 cars available for rent. And every car has a column called price per day. So this is the price that customer has to pay to rent the car for one single day. So here is the BMW car and current value is 330, but we would like to update this price to be 400, for instance. And right now with this change in the catalog API, we would like to also inform reservation microservice that this price per day for this specific car has changed. And then in every single reservation where this car was reserved, we would like to update this price per day. So let me go through the source code. Let me start with the catalog API. So here in the catalog API, there is a folder called controllers and we have cars catalog controller. Let me open it and let me scroll down. Here is the method called update car async. So what will happen here, we can pass the car to update model. And if this specific car exists in the database, what we would like to do, we would like to check whether the price per day has changed. And if the price has changed, we would like to also save this information in the has price per day change variable. So once the price is updated, we can call update method on the cars catalog DB context to update information about this specific car. And also what will happen, we would like to also send a message through Azure Service Bus so reservation microservice can receive it and update this price per day value in all reservations where this specific car was reserved. So what will happen here, let me scroll down, we can check whether price per day has changed. If it's changed, we are creating price per day change event. Let me open this class. So car price per day change integration event derives from integration event class. This is the abstract class with 2 properties, unique ID and creation date. And right now, let me get back to the car price per day change integration event. So here in this integration event, in this message that we will send through the Azure Service Bus, we would like to pass information about car ID. So for what car this, for which car this price was updated. And also we would like to pass the old price per day and the new value for this price per day for this specific car. So we will pass all those 3 values in this message that will be sent through the Azure Service Bus. Let me close this class for now. So once we create this event, what we can do, we can call publish events through event bus async, and this method will be called on the catalog integration event service. Let me leave add and save event async method for now. We will not discuss this method in this video. Let's focus on this publish events through event bus async. So as we can see here, I passed this price per day change event. So let me open the definition and let's see what's happening here. Inside this publish events through event bus async method, what we can see, first of all, we can mark this event as in progress. And as I mentioned, we will not talk about the event store in this video. The most important part is here. So here I'm calling event bus instance and I'm calling publish async method on it. And here I'm passing the event. So here I will send the message through the Azure Service Bus. Let's see the implementation of publish async method. So let's go to the implementation. As we can see here, I'm creating service bus message. So this message is the class available in the Microsoft Azure Service Bus NuGet package and in this specific namespace. So if you would like to use Azure Service Bus, you have to install this NuGet package. So let me get back to this source code here. So once I open the implementation for sending, oh, not this one, for sending these messages here, so publish async method, we will see that I'm creating the message. This message has specific message ID. I'm passing the body, and this body will be the integration event which I passed. So in this case, car price update. And there is also a label. So it's assigned to event name. We can place labels in the messages so the subscribers can decide whether this message should be handled or not. So we can filter messages in the Azure Service Bus. So as you can see here below, I'm creating a topic client from the Azure Service Bus SDK, and I'm calling send async method, and I'm sending this message. So this message will be sent, and all subscribers will receive this message. So right now, let me close it, and let me open reservation API here, and let me open core dependency injection and integration service collection extensions. And here what's happening, here I have to set up connection with Azure Service Bus, and also I have to say to which events I would like to subscribe in the reservation microservice. So as we can see here, I have this line where I'm registering event handler for car price per day change integration event. So for each event, we have to register event handler to decide what will happen in the microservice once this message is received from the service bus. And please also note that here above I have this event bus subscription manager. It's because we would like to decide whether a specific subscription was created in the microservice or not. So let me open this subscription manager right now. So here in this class, we can manage subscriptions that are related to Azure Service Bus. So we can add subscription, so we can subscribe for a specific event. We can also, of course, unsubscribe. So below there will be a remove subscription method, so we can unsubscribe for a specific events. We can check whether a specific subscription exists for a specific event. So I really encourage you to go through the source code that is available on my GitHub. Let me close this class for now. So let's see what's happening below. Here, as we can see, I have to also register Service Bus Connection Management Service. And this class is responsible for managing topic client. So here I'm checking whether a connection to a specific topic was closed or not. If it's closed, I have to create a new instance of the topic client. And this class is required to send the messages to Azure Service Bus topic. Below here, I'm registering Azure Service Bus Event Bus instance. So what's happening here, there is a factory method, and we can see that here under iEvent Bus interface, I will register this specific implementation. So let me open Azure Service Bus Event Bus. This is the implementation for managing messages that will be sent and received through the Azure Service Bus. And inside this Azure Service Bus Event Bus class, what we have here, there is a publish method. So we will use this method to publish events through the Azure Service Bus. But also, as we can see, there is subscribe async method. And here you can notice that we are using subscription manager to make sure that we are not subscribing to the existing event. So here what we can do, we can check whether we already subscribe for the event. And if we did not subscribe to a specific event, what we can do, we can add rule on the subscription client that is available in the Azure Service Bus namespace. It's from this nugget I mentioned before. We can add rule, and as you can see, we are setting filter to be the event name. So if I would like to only receive events about the car price per day updates, here I have to set this filter. So we can subscribe to different events, and we can filter those events, those messages in the Azure Service Bus. And once I add this rule to the subscription client, of course, I have to also register this information in the subscription manager to make sure that this subscription will be stored in this subscription manager dictionary. Of course, there is also unsubscribe method. So if we decide that we don't want to receive specific events, we can remove this rule using remove rule async on the subscription client instance. And again, we have to remove this subscription using subscription manager remove subscription method. So below here, there is also register subscription client message handler. And this method is responsible for handling received messages. So let's also discuss what's happening here. On the subscription client instance, we are calling register message handler. And here inside this method, we will receive messages from the Azure Service Bus and we will process them also. So let's see what's happening here. We can get event name because this event name will be assigned to the label property on the message that is received from the Azure Service Bus. We can also extract event data. So here is the message data. We can get message body and we can get string. Once we have this information, we can call process event, passing the event name and the body of the message. And once we process this message, we can call complete async on the subscription client instance to inform Azure Service Bus that we successfully received this message and we proceeded. So it doesn't have to be no longer in the Azure Service Bus. Now let's open process events method. Here inside this method, first of all, we have to make sure that we have subscription for this specific event. If this subscription exists, what we can do, we can get handlers for this specific event. So here we can get all the subscriptions for this specific event. And for every single subscription information, we would like to get a handler. So we would like to get all the handlers for specific event. And here below, there is a code responsible for creating this event handler. And below there is also a method invoked on this handler called handle async. So every event handler has handle async method to handle this event that was sent through the Azure Service Bus. And of course, once the message is processed, we can set process as true and we can return it. And then in this processor, we can again, if this message was processed successfully, we can call complete async method on the subscription client. Okay, so right now let me launch this solution and let me present it in the action. And of course, once again, I encourage you to visit my GitHub repository and go through the Cars Island microservices project to see the details of this implementation. I launched two APIs, so Catalog API and Reservation API. And right now, I would like to update price per day for existing car. So let's call put method. And here I will replace sample data with data about a specific car, in this case BMW. So here I would like to change price per day to be 400. So let's click execute button. And now let's go to the Visual Studio. As we can see here in the catalog integration event service, we have new event. So let's see it. We can see that for car ID for this specific car, so in this case BMW, there is an event. So old price, we can see that was 330 and new price is 400. And right now, if I click continue, this event will be sent. And please note right now that in the reservation API, in the car price per day change integration event handler, handle async method was called. And here there is information that new event was received, and we can see exactly the same data. So this message was sent through the Azure Service Bus, and this message was received by reservation microservice. And right now I can get all user IDs from the reservation repository, and I can get all the reservations for a specific customer. So in this case, in the for each loop, I can get customer reservation, and I can call update price in customer reservation method. So let's look what's happening in this update price in a customer reservation method. So here I can check whether car in the car ID in this specific reservation equals car ID that was sent in the event. And if this car is equal, then I can check whether the price per day for the car in the reservation equals the old price. And if it equals, I can update the price per day to be the new price. And then we can call update reservation async method. So here we saw how to implement asynchronous communication between microservices using Azure Service Bus. Once again, I encourage you to visit my GitHub and look at the Cars Island repository to learn about implementation details. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it interesting and helpful. If you have any additional questions, please do not hesitate to contact me either on Twitter or LinkedIn. And of course, I encourage you to visit my blog techmindfactory.com. See you in the next video.